So you've found your superstar candidate that you want to bring into the business. The next step is to put together the right deal for them. And as I said before, it's not necessarily always about money. Yes, that's a key component of any job. But most people, I think the stats when we looked at this was something like 67% of people move jobs because of career progression, prospects, better working environment, all of those sorts of things, more so than money. So whenever I would make a job offer to somebody, I would always want to sit down with them face to face and present it to them. I think the fact that you've taken the time and effort to go through a fairly structured recruitment process, and then to take the time to sit down and explain the offer and remind the candidate why coming to work for you gives them better prospects or opportunity or whatever it is that you think is, if you like, your USP as to why they should come and work for you. So I would sit down with them and go through the offer. But remember, if you're talking to an absolute superstar, they're going to be well paid, happy, settled, secure in their current job. And you want to obviously give them the reasons why they should come and join you. Now, the fact that they've come through a fairly rigid recruitment process with you should hopefully mean that they're, potentially committed to a move, but you still need to do some things to really make sure that that actually happens. And aside from obviously making sure that the actual job offer that you're presenting meets with their expectations, and as part of the recruitment process, you may have asked them what they currently earn, what frustrates them about their current employer, and all those sorts of things, so that you've got something to sort of offer back to them. But one of the things I also talk about is that because they're happy, secure, settled and well paid where they are, it's highly likely that their employer is going to counter offer them. So may offer some more money to them to persuade them to stay. Because from an employer's point of view, it's probably cheaper to throw a few extra £1,000 at somebody to make sure that they stay, than actually they leave and you then have to go and pay to recruit somebody else. You've got to advertise or maybe use an agency. There's the period of productivity whilst they're on their notice period, or maybe they've left and you're waiting for the next person to start. So the cost to a business of recruitment is actually quite significant. So being able to just throw a few thousand at somebody is sometimes easier for that employer. So I would actually tell the candidate to expect a counter offer. So even if they don't get one, at least you've primed them in case that they do. So having ran a recruitment business before, I'm quite used to these sort of scenarios. And the research that we did is that actually 80% of people that accept a counter offer end up leaving anyway within 6 months. And the reason for that is that, look, if you're an employer and you throw more money at somebody, you're likely going to want to expect a bigger result from them to warrant that additional pay. It might be that they become a scapegoat for problems. It might be that they have higher targets to hit. And ultimately, whatever their frustrations were with their employer probably still exist, and there's not been anything done to address those. So people will probably end up leaving anyway. So I actually go through that whole scenario. I share those statistics with potential recruits, so that it really primes the way that, look, you've got this opportunity, you want them to play a part in your future, you believe you can give them all the things that they're looking for, but just because your employer may throw a few extra £1,000 at you to try and keep you, well, look, if you were worth that, why has it come to you threatening to leave before they actually have to offer you more money?